government is likely to strike the right balance between recovery spending and fiscal discipline?
PortlandspiceTV. Tell them to try and tell them to try pre-we. Big up PortlandspiceTV. Tell them to try pre-we. Big up PortlandspiceTV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV. Louis Culture say it once, so we say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus match where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is here.
Moving away from years of no new taxes, how do you justify that shift to the Jamaican people at this time?
Well, the harsh reality is that last year the country suffered a significant blow from Hurricane Melissa. And as part of the recovery process, like in any business, you have to find means of how do you generate or identify the capital required to carry out your operations. And at this time, I see whereas the government almost had only two choices: we either come to the Jamaican people and ask for their support by bringing on some taxes that wasn't there before, or we're going to go to the loan market and get money to borrow at some interest rate might be more damaging to the country and our economy. So I think it is understandable at this time for the new taxes. No one likes taxes at all, but given our circumstances, I think it is reasonable. And I'm looking forward to see what sort of incentives and so on the Prime Minister will bring forward to help cushion the impact of these new taxes.
Mm-hmm. Taxation always hits differently depending on who you ask, I guess. But Colin, do you think that these new tax measures, including on digital services, will place an unfair burden on consumers and small businesses?
Richie, as we spoke Tuesday morning, that there should be no new taxes at this time. Coming out of the disaster with the hurricane, with the economy going into a recession, there's nowhere in the world that any government implement new taxes in a situation like this. The government has already gone into the market for the money to borrow. They have already secured $3.6 billion in loans. So that is available to the government to take any amount they want from that to deal with the issue. And those are low interest loans. So that has already been secured. Now what I'm seeing is a cowardice approach from the government. If you relax the fiscal rules have been suspended earlier when they brought it to the parliament, and it can only be suspended for 2 years. Now you must, in that 2 years, ramp up production. So that money that you're borrowing, this is the time that you need to use it to invest in the country to ensure that the country get onto a path of growth. For the last 10 years, Richie, the growth of Jamaica's economy is 0.8%. And based on the effect of Hurricane Melissa, it is said that we are going to decline by 4.7% for the year ending the end of this month, the financial year ending the end of this month. So definitely when you look at it, the growth is going to even go down further. Now the government must push for growth because that's the only way we are going to be able to pay back whatever we take out of that $3.6 billion. The foreign direct investment that the government is expecting not going to come at this time with the issue of the war, because this is another thing that Andrew Wallace must talk about today, how we are going to navigate the effects of this war happening down in the Middle East and the fact that oil prices are soaring. Mm-hmm. So we can't look at taxes. In fact, as you said in your preamble, that the Prime Minister should remove those taxes and take a $30 billion amount out of the 3.6 billion US, which is less than 1% of GDP, and therefore use that to put some stimulus in the economy, get production starting. The government should have started building out down our west a long time, and that will be driving economic growth.
Kevin, you might want to respond to anything that Colin says, but I mean, you're putting forward the argument that the new taxes were necessary to fund post-hurricane recovery and national rebuilding efforts. Am I right?
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, we have to look at the long-term effect of our decisions, and the government has been doing a fairly good job over the past 10 years. This is the Prime Minister's 11th consecutive presentation. I'm sure, based on seeing what he has been doing over the years, he understands the need of the Jamaican people. And I think between himself and the Finance Minister, understand the management of the economy and what are some of the decisions that could give us some long-term negatives. So not that I'm saying tax is the best solution on any economy, but I'm saying we have to weigh what our decisions' long-term impact will be. And I think the tax, they're not excessive, and it might just be the best thing at this time for the country, given that the next option is to get on more loans that will affect our outlook and how we move forward.
I want to continue on this matter of recovery, Colin. Is the government doing enough from where you sit to ensure that rebuilding efforts are reaching the most vulnerable communities? How do you see it?
Absolutely not, Richie. The multilaterals, when they came just after the hurricane, they said that the damage is 8.8 billion US, and it affects 40% of Jamaica's GDP. The PIOJ went back into the field and they came back and they said the damage is 57% of GDP, and that works out to be $12 billion US. Tabled in this budget, the government is saying that they are going to spend $30 billion on the recovery, which is 1% of GDP. Now, how can your GDP be damaged by 57% and easing off the fiscal rule and you are starting with $30 billion? Totally inadequate, Richie. And
blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves, hallelujah, shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. This Saturday morning, make it the 21st day of March, 2026. We're live on PortlandspiceTV, and we welcome all our viewers this morning. Special welcome to all who have subscribed to the channel and operate as a Portland Spice ambassador by inviting people to this platform. Inviting people to this platform. Everybody you talk about the show, tell them. Subscribe to the platform. Come get the best analysis on Jamaican finances with Ralston Iman. The most dynamic discussion on governance in Jamaica. We discuss sports, relationship, religion, you name it. Current events, we talk about all of them right here on Portland Spice TV. My name is Colin Bell, your host for the Colin Bell Show. On a Sunday, we have Talk Jamaica. We invite people to call in and talk. Let me just say to you that tomorrow morning, there will not be a Talk Jamaica tomorrow morning, but we'll do it 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. So Talk Jamaica will be 5 o'clock Sunday evening, 5 to 7, just to facilitate an event that we need to attend tomorrow morning. So we ask you to join us tomorrow evening at 5 for Talk Jamaica right here. And then the next Sunday we'll return to our regular scheduling. So this morning is a morning after the Prime Minister's budget presentation. And all I've heard so far about this presentation, really, mostly, Is the Labour right them running around saying how great it was? I think this was Andrew Woolness' most lethargic budget presentation. He never have the Andrew Woolness energy. But him come with the cussing same way. Ralston, I think, called it right. Him just never go for the 8 hours. I know Ralston was exaggerating, knowing that he was going to go for long, into the night. You know, there's a saying that says that when one is asked a question and they take forever to answer the question, it is because they are not comfortable with the response they are giving. So that's why they get so long-winded. So, I don't know what the item pick out of the presentation. I pick out a couple of things. I was playing a while ago from Richie B's show. Tuesday morning I was on, and Thursday morning to give my view on what to expect from the leaders. Big up Richie B. Give him a link to know. He have a YouTube channel over there. Yeah. So, we listened. Morning, everybody in the chat. Morning, morning, morning. Share up the live, please. Like up the live same time. As you come on, like up the live. Morning, everybody. So, in a little while, we're supposed to have Dr. Alfred Dawes. We'll talk to him for a while. And then, we go to Ralston Hyman. And I think Obi going to join us as well this morning to really have a full overview of the Prime Minister's budget presentation. But I want to bring your memory back to an interview I had with Damian Crawford. Listen to this interview.
This morning to retain our teachers.
We have seen the challenges facing our teachers. And out of those challenges facing our teachers, we have said we need to put some things in place based on research that we did with those teachers.
Yes.
One of the problems they have is the ownership of homes. We have said, listen, all right, we will make additional $6 million available per borough at this special NHD rate.
Additional $6 million, you said?
And $6 million. So it's $15 million for the max for the teacher.
So you're saying that under the next PNP administration, one teacher will be able to get $15 million from the NHT?
Exactly.
That is big.
Making it more likely to them own a home.
Yes.
We also said that we're going to implement concession.
Yes.
What is the reason for concession? Because many of them can't afford a car.
Right.
Principals get concession. Politicians get concession. I mean, why would teachers not be considered? So we say graduating concession.
Yeah.
We also say that for every year that you stay in the teaching profession, the student loan is forgiven. So every year that you stay in the profession, the student loan is what is written off, and you move to the other stage.
So hold on, let me see if I understand
we said that
this.
the internet is a tool of trade, and we will pay for the internet so that they can prepare and be ready for school.
So you're saying you will pay teachers, if the government will pay teachers' internet bill at home?
Yes.
Right.
Then where does the teacher prepare?
At home.
For school.
At home. That's
so
why they do the lesson plan.
Pay? Exactly.
Right. So
exactly.
Let me understand this before I let you go. You're saying that if you have student loan, so if I have student loan, I'm a teacher, and it's 10 years. You're saying that if I stay in the profession for 10 years, I won't have to pay the student loan?
The student loan would have totally been forgotten, been forgiven.
So every year...
And if you stay for 5 years is forgiven. So, I can stay for 1 year. One year is forgiven. So
once I go to college and have a student loan, come out and teaching. So if I teach 2025, 2026, that year I don't have to pay it? So you're saying to teachers... Are you saying to teachers that if you have a student loan and you are teaching, stop paying the loan?
Yes, they don't have to pay the loan anymore.
Tell them! Hold on. Let me get this clear, Senator Crawford. So a teacher leave the micro university or the Case Teachers College this July. Have a student loan that the student loan bureau says 10 years you're going to take to pay this loan. And that teacher...
And that is maybe 30 grand a month.
Right. And that teacher decide...
He's out. He's out. I play that clip for you. I hope you listened well, because there's another clip that I want to play. Listen this.
We bills are accessible to the Jamaicans who need them the most. I'm pleased to announce that effective July 1, 2026, teachers, nurses, firefighters, and members of our security forces and defense forces will benefit from a specially reduced mortgage interest rate based on their length of service. For those with 5 to 10 years of service, the applicable interest rate will be reduced by 1%, and for those with service of 10 years or more, the rate will be reduced by 2%. For young Jamaicans under 35, the NHD will reserve a minimum of 20% of scheme units, doubling from the previous allocation of 10%, and will provide an advance of $2 million to assist with deposit requirements for open market purchases.
Hold on. That's excellent, but all of that sound like the PNP manifesto to me. Is it that the best baby father for ideas working? Well, use them. Are you in power? And we expect you to use the ideas. Now, the other thing I want to say to some youth, that man a man, and woman a woman, visionary a visionary. Now, when you listen to the Prime Minister, I am sure that I can go back and find videos right here on Portland Spice TV where we were saying what is to happen in Port Antonio. The Prime Minister is now saying what we have been saying. But the finances for this now in the green paper. He has been saying it for a couple of years, but guess what? We have to speak things into being. Listen to this.
That first show the world what Jamaica could be, drawing Hollywood legends, royalty, and the world's most discerning travelers to its twin harbors and extraordinary natural setting. It deserves a future worthy of that legacy. As I have reported to this Honourable House on previous occasions, the Port Authority of Jamaica, working with international consultants, town residents, elected officials, and government agencies, developed a master plan for Port Antonio built around a clear and compelling vision. A high-value, low-density tourism destination that preserves the unique history and character of this irreplaceable town while unlocking its enormous unrealized potential. We are now moving from planning to delivery, starting with the Port Antonio bypass. Madam Speaker, sometimes, I'm doing this now 11 times and going through all the projects and the plans. I can just imagine.
My viewers, forgive me though, because I'm going to come in with this, because you see this is something near and dear to me. But I want to remind everybody, including the Prime Minister, that you stopped the bypass, This bypass was slated to complete 2020. And when I stop said, you came into power and stopped this. And there's another thing in this tape when we're going to stop the tape again, because a lie was told, and we're going to clear it up. We're not the yes man people. You understand?
That the people listening might say, but you said this already, or here goes another plan. But the beautiful thing is that having seen these plans from conception to inception, it is just an amazing feeling. So I recall when we were doing the discussions about how are we going to develop this beautiful asset of Port Antonio. And we recall that when the sewer lines were being put in, I believe by the opposition at the time was the government, the chaos it created in the town. Well, yes, we got the money, but they implemented.
Stop. Anybody in the background that tell you that, Mr. Prime Minister, that is a lie. You did not get the money to do this project. In fact, your administration under Bruce Golden stopped this project. This project started in 2005. 2005. Port Antonio Sewage, Drainage and Water Project. The first thing was to eliminate leaks and look at and design and get the drain started. Yeah? You stopped it. So don't do that.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So, but it was chaos in the town, just to put in the sewer lines. And so the thought was, if we can't do any further development in the town, because the development itself may kill the town. So what we have to do first is to do the bypass. We have to create an alternative so that traffic can flow whilst we do, because of the significant development. So we announced the project, and Madam Speaker, and I'm now pleased to say that the project man is man, woman is woman. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to say that this project has started.
The project that you stopped.
This is an $81 million project, and it is an essential precondition for everything else the master plan will seek to achieve. This 18-kilometer corridor will be delivered in 2 phases. The first spanning Norwich to Turkle Crawl Harbour, and then 7 kilometers of 4-lane roadway, new bridges and upgraded drainage, built inland and elevated to protect against storm surges and coastal erosion.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Just ease out a little bit. We'll come back to the Prime Minister and his plans for Eastern Portland, and Portland in particular. But most of what he's talking about now is really East Portland. We have on the line Dr. Alfred Dawes, opposition spokesman on health and member of parliament. Dr. Dawes, morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
We're good, you know, my brother. We're good. We are here. And we're giving God thanks and praise. He's worthy, you know?
Yeah, man.
Dr. Dawes, on the lips of people right now, well, we're just coming out of the budget. I want to talk to you a little bit about that. But on the lips of everybody right now is the return to Cuba of the doctors and nurses, critical healthcare workers that we need on this island. First, I want to ask you how the country going to manage without them.
I don't think anyone truly knows how we're going to manage, because the level of expertise that they brought and the fact that we cannot replace them in critical areas such as in ICUs, operating theaters, the cancer treatment center, and the eye care program. We are going to see a significant cutback in medical service delivery. The Cuban eye care program cannot be replaced. Don't listen to what they are trying to say. If they're saying that they're continuing aspects of it, those aspects are really just screening, and it's unethical for you to screen somebody, tell them that they have a disease, and then you can't do anything about it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. You know, if I tell you that you have glaucoma, you're gonna go blind in 2 years. Have a nice day.
Yeah, how
does that help you at that point when you can't raise the funds to get that treatment?
But Dr. Dawes, Why you're saying that it can't be replaced? I don't that kind of sound heavy, you know.
The Cubans are doing about 15, well, call it about 1,500 cataract surgeries alone per year, right?
Mm-hmm.
KPH, which is the top hospital in Jamaica performing those surgeries, do about 400 per year. The Cubans at St. Joseph's Hospital alone do more cataract surgeries than all of Jamaica's public hospitals combined. You cannot, if these public hospitals are operating at maximum input already, you can't ask them to do more because it's just not possible. It's not humanly possible. You cannot find the people who can replace them immediately. So you have to shut down that program. You have to shut down the cancer care center has to be scaled back significantly. And what that means is that people are going to die from cancer.
Are you trying to scare the Jamaican people that we
I'm not trying
can't
to scare the
replace?
Jamaican people, but the reality is that for 50 years we have depended on the Cubans and for them to leave. And it's not just the fact that they're leaving, it's the timing.
Mm.
They're suddenly pulled from the system. And whereas you may argue that the government of Jamaica did this for the best interest, as the Prime Minister said, because they didn't want to get locked out of the international.
Dr. Daz?
Hello?
Yeah, you just dropped out. They didn't want to get locked out of you. Say what? You say they didn't want to get locked out of what, Dr. Daz?
Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you, Dr. Daz.
Let me rejoin.
All right, not a problem. Seems like we're having some internet connection, so Dr. Daz is going to hang up and rejoin. So we're talking to Dr. Alfred Daz. We're talking about the Cubans going back home, and we definitely want to hear an alternative to what we can do now because something must be done. Yes, Dr. Daz, welcome back.
Right. So, as I was saying, the Prime Minister basically has, in a very subtle way, refuted the previous statements of the Foreign Minister that they were not under pressure from the US when he said that they made that decision in the best interest of the country because they did not want to be locked out of the international financial markets. A reference to sanctions. However, the foreign minister had said before that they were under no pressure at all from the US.
Yeah.
But that aside, you can debate whether or not that was done in the best interest of the country. But the manner in which it was done leaves a lot to be desired. Now, imagine you're a contractor and you have gotten a job to refurbish a house. And you've brought your crew, your masons, your carpenter, your tilers, everybody there. And when you are there and you have an agreement with the owner of the house, you have an agreement, a contract in place with your own work crew, you see a car pull up at the gate, and one of your rival contractors wind down the window, call the owner, had some words with the owner, and then after that drove off. The owner came back on the site and said to, in front of you, to the tiler, the mason, the carpenter, listen, man, you don't have to work for this man anymore. I will pay you and pay you better than he is paying you. Who is in? Now you tell me, if you are that contractor, would you stay on the site and work out the contract, or would you just pack up everybody and leave same time?
We have a cut.
And that
Disrespect.
is why the Cubans are leaving at the end of the month. You cannot go to somebody's workers who they have a contract with and tell them, break the contract and I will pay you more.
Behind your back.
Not behind your back, in
In
front of
front
you.
of your
They
face.
said it. They
Well,
said it publicly.
so you know have no
They
doubt
announced it
what go
publicly.
do.
They announced it publicly. And that is why we have an abrupt departure of the Cubans with no
But
time
tell me,
at all
Dr.
to
Dawes,
plan.
tell me, do you believe when the minister said that there was no influence from the US in this?
I believe what the Prime Minister said. I
What the
believe what
Prime Minister said.
The Prime Minister said in his budget speech that they don't want to stand on principle and then be locked out of the financial markets. That's my interpretation and many others' interpretation of what he said.
Dr. Dawes, what is done is done. The government has shown that even though you have helped us out in our times of need and desperation, when it comes to choose, we're going to choose otherwise. Could the PNP be in power done differently?
Well, that question has come up a lot.
It's the
And
obvious question.
yeah. And if you look at the history of the relationship between the Cuban government and the Jamaica and the PNP, we were the ones that initially brought in the brigades. They were expelled in the 80s. We brought them back in the 90s. And we have maintained a close relationship with the people of Cuba. And that is no relationship that you are going to simply just break, especially when it is going to hurt you as well. And those are the factors that you have to consider, not just visas, when you're making a decision about the health of your people. And a PNP government, I believe, would strongly find every single way, back channeling, whatever it is, to find an agreement where this works. I'm sure that there were other ways where the Cuban government could have benefited and the arrangements made to pay the people directly without going to say induce them to break their contracts and come work for you immediately. That was very clumsy.
Let me ask you though, other help missions have come to Jamaica from time to time. Is it unusual for governments to send mission to other country and the home government continues to pay these people instead of the host government? Is that unusual?
That precedent has been set worldwide. So if the United Nations asks for peacekeepers, the countries that send the peacekeepers are the ones that get the funds at the
To pay.
UN rate. And then they choose to pay those peacekeepers from their country at their local rates. And in many
So,
instances, it is a way for the government to make money, which is why you see a disproportionate number of peacekeepers coming from developing countries.
so
So it is not unusual.
So what is this argument then about who you pay and who get what pay?
Look, when you look at the arrangement, the arrangement exists with the Cuban doctors and nurses, and it exists with the teachers. The teachers are still working under the same conditions, and nobody has said a word
Maybe
about
the
it.
US not pick up the teachers them yet.
Really?
Maybe them not pick them up yet them because the doctors and are largely in many more places than I think the teachers are. So
If
the
if you
doctors,
believe that, I have a bridge to sell you.
they say
We
we have
can
more
call it.
Cuban teachers around the world than doctors and nurses.
I never say you have more, but everybody knows that the cooperation takes place with professionals, whether it's
No, but no,
teachers,
what I'm
doctors,
saying,
nurses.
what I'm saying to you, maybe because our government has not been given the ultimatum to send home the teachers yet. That's why they are still here.
But why would you give ultimatum to send home one and leave others on the if we are so concerned about the conditions that they're working under, why wouldn't you investigate all the persons who are here to see if they're under the same conditions? Why would the teachers' conditions be different from the doctors and nurses?
So why would they target the doctors then and leave the teachers? I could ask you the same question. Explain that to my listeners and viewers.
But I want to know if, remember, the argument is that the concern is about working conditions.
Yes.
So why are you concerned about the working conditions of the doctors and nurses and not the teachers?
But the question is who the Cuban government benefits from most? Doctors and nurses?
No. It is not about who the Cuban government benefits from, according to the government of Jamaica. According to the government of Jamaica, the conditions that they're working under is the cause for the collapse of the program.
Yeah,
now, why
that's what
is
the
it
government
that?
said, but me and you know Dr.
No,
Dawes
well,
said,
well, we have
them-
to. I have to go by what my government said because my government would not mislead me.
Oh, and that's the call now for accountability and transparency.
Well, only the people can demand it. If we demand it, you're going to hear that we're playing politics.
No, but you're a politician, so no need to play politics to Dr. Dawes.
But you see,
the opposition must play some politics too. Don't you agree?
It's the voice of the people who carry the most weight.
Yes,
and only when it comes to elections.
And 400,000 people voted for the PNP. The people in your constituency overwhelmingly vote for you and give you a voice.
And we have made that voice heard, and we continue to make that voice, our voices heard.
And I must tell you that.
But when you're speaking in a wilderness without the support of civil society, without the support of the average Jamaican taking to the streets, without them making their voices heard on social media, without them demanding accountability, then you are just talking to yourself. We have had enough as a country to say that it is time for a meaningful change. And one political party cannot make that change. Whenever you have meaningful change and reform taking place in any country, in any nation at all, throughout history, it has been via popular demand through the voice of the people.
Dr. Dawes, there are still people listening to the opposition and want the opposition to be more vociferous, that people can say yes. People love Mark Golding's presentation on Tuesday, that, yeah, it was good. But Dr. Dawes, we saw you in the Standing Finance Committee and you were probing, asking your questions. Somebody interrupted you and you made a comment. You after that apologize. Why? Some of us, and let me tell you, I am included, didn't want you to apologize because truth is truth. But why you saw it necessary to retract and offer apologies?
You know, I had way more backlash for the apology than the initial statement.
Yeah, come here, beat you for the apology too.
Yeah.
Come think you talk truth.
Yeah, but the truth is that you have a lot of back and forth. And what the member had said, which was not picked up on the mic, was hurtful. And my response, it caused more hurt than I intended to. And I did not want that. Okay. So that's why I retracted it.
Well, there are those of us who believe that you speak a massive truth. We have a video where we play upon this channel here. Very regular, Dr. Dawes. And I want to play it, make you hear it. For one of the reasons why we believe that the truth that you spoke should stay, you know. I'm going to make you hear it because this, listen to this.
JUTC, for the first time in many years, has made a profit. Them no one we talk about.
You ever hear that in life, Dr. Dawes? Doc?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that before?
No, I never heard that one.
The JUTC made a profit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I missed the first part.
Yeah, for the first time, JUTC made a profit, and them know how we talk about it. But I'm not going. You said what you said, and you, for whatever reason, decide that you wanted to backtrack. I just want to let you know that there are those of us who don't believe that you should have, and sometimes think the opposition is a little bit too apologetic. I don't know if you remember, Warmington called me chink, flea, and fly. Nobody asked him to apologize.
Yeah,
So
but you see, we are made of a different metal
yeah,
than them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that the boorish behavior that we saw during the opposition leader's speech, where I don't know how he did it with all of the shouting and
Yeah, man.
from the other side. It was very disrespectful.
Mhm.
We never reciprocated. We
And
allowed the prime minister to make his speech,
but
and I
again, all
think
that we vex
that's
about, because when the prime minister make him speech and I talk about, talk about corruption, and we didn't hear the sort of usher coming from the back from the benches of the opposition. We were also a bit disappointed. But I want to move on from that to the University of the West Indies
Mhm.
with that report. Are you satisfied with what is happening as it regards to the investigation and everything that is happening in terms of the University Hospital of the West Indies?
short answer is no. That committee that they put in place is just to kill the story. There's been no meaningful change unless the top management at the university is changed.
You think you need to be more consistent out there, because a lot of people on this platform commend you for that series of video that you did.
Mhm.
People talk about it every day and saying that more opposition spokespeople need to do stuff like that. But you think you have gone quiet on this and we have to keep at it so as to get the results that we need?
Oh no, I mean there are things playing out in the public eye, and there are things that play out behind the scenes. And I am watching to see what happens behind the scenes before I continue. But rest assured that my end game is to have meaningful reform at the university hospital, because it's personal to me, because that is where I trained and that is where I worked as a senior registrar. And I have too many professors, students, senior lecturers, consultants, nurses telling me that the change has to happen because the whole place is mashing up. And it's even become more urgent because we are giving the same management, the same board, $1.3 billion in capital expenditure this year.
People, I mean, I see a lot of vloggers trying to taint your name that you are a part of whichever organization that got preferential benefit to use the University of the West Indies Hospital tax exemption to bringing stuff in the island. You want to clear that up this morning for us?
I've cleared it up already, and one broadcaster had continued to spread false information. So you can look out for a lawsuit in short
So,
order.
so you're dealing with it because you have no connection. Why you just say it, Dr. Daz, and
No,
tell the
but I
people?
have stated clearly already.
Yes, man, but don't afraid to say it again.
I am not a consultant with any firm that is out there. I am not financially tied to anyone. I've never had a contract. There were some preliminary talks about 4 years ago, and nothing came out of that. I've never worked at the institution. So to
Beautiful.
tie my name to anything really, and to use that to try and say that I am involved in any malfeasance. And I'm not accusing the company of that, but that is the spin that they're trying to make. And we all know that the JLP has been relentless in trying to tarnish my name. They tried to paint me as a gangster, although I grew up as a nerd, so that never went anywhere. They tried to paint me as dishonest because the truths that I spoke were very damaging to them. So I don't know what they're going to come with next. But it is clear that I am a target of the Jamaica Labour Party. And it's just something that I have to live with. So you can look out for the next attempt to smear my name, because and I've said it to my family and friends, that it's going to be never ending. They're going to continue hoping that one lie sticks someday.
It is really
a sad situation, Dr. Daz, when people do those kind of things. But the drill situation, where is that? 'Cause
I think I lost you again.
I am hearing you. Oh. I don't know what got on a while ago, people, but something went really off, and we lost all our clips, and we lost Dr. Daz. Dr. Daz is back with us. Yeah, Dr. Daz.
Yeah, man, I don't know where I got cut off. But I have to run now because I have a funeral. But yeah, where did I get cut off?
You were telling us about, we were talking about your issue with people trying to taint you and your family.
Yeah, it's so I had a communications expert run a search and analysis.
Yeah.
And what they found was that they had tried to paint me as a gangster. And after that, they tried to paint me as dishonest. So if you look at a lot of their releases, especially from the quote unquote affiliate groups, which are no more than letterheads for the communications group, they try to paint me as dishonest and untrustworthy because the truths that I speak are very damaging to them. And nothing that I've spoken has come out to be untrue.
All right.
So they're gonna try the whole corruption thing, and they're gonna come with something else at some point.
Right. Before you go, the drill situation, where is that, Dr. Daz? For those of us,
the drill situation, the drill is being probed by the Integrity Commission.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the Auditor General, I had written to them. But you see, the drill is just the tip of the iceberg, you know. And when it comes out about the ownership of the company, who they are, and the position that they're in, and the connections that they're in, you'll start to see pieces of the puzzle coming together to understand why I was so dogged in my pursuit with that drill.
You were sued. Is that lawsuit still active?
No, man, they didn't serve me. That was to get me to be quiet.
Dr. Daz, they never sue you?
If they sued me, it would go to court and everything I know would have come out. And they don't want everything I know to come out.
I heard you said to them, bring it on, sue me.
There's a reason why I was so confident.
Hey.
Because the best defense for defamation is the truth.
Yes.
So I wasn't served. And they know where to find me because I am in Parliament with them Tuesday.
Hold on, people. You all knew that? Me never told the man that go on Dr. Daz meeting, y'all tell me say, yeah, the thing in court and we can't talk no more about it. That's what I expected to hear.
No. At some point they may serve me. They have 2 years. And that's basically just to tie me up in court because they know that like I said, when it comes out, you know.
You say you have to run, so
I have to run. So we'll catch up another time, eh?
But Dr. Daz, just before you go though, what does the government do now with the shortage of doctors we are going to have? What do we do? And what people will have to start doing? Just that before you go.
We have to take better care of ourselves. And we have to find an alternative to the Cubans that are departing. We have to expand very rapidly our training program. We have to see if we can attract the doctors and nurses from the diaspora to come back and give some service. So we can't sit by idly and just throw our hands up in the air. We have to get cracking right now because, like I said, because of the poor handling of the situation, by offering them the subcontractors contracts, we expedited their removal from the system. All right. God help us all, I can say.
Yeah.
And take care of yourself. Don't get sick.
We have to go and pray. Bless up. One love. Dr. Alfred Daz, people. Shadow Minister of Health and the MP over there in St. Catherine. I'm going to open the line then before we go to rally. Because
I saw me there behind the thing that's me never know say Dr. Daz was not really sued. It was just big mouth. Hey, me never know. Me think the thing that quote. Pringle morning. Well, go on, brother. Welcome. Hey. Yeah, it was coming. Because why? Because why? Yeah. Yeah, but are the people you look after in a Pringle. Lord. Yeah. Go again. If me and your friend and you do what? Yeah. Yeah. Eh? Oh, yes. No. No. Then everybody thinks you're doing a Pringle. You have a whole heap of fear with our friends. Yeah, yeah. Okay. When opposition spokesman, everything speech in the parliament that day. When the PMP or the IMF did that pass it, right? He talk about Porsche and Dr. Prince. We have to go to them and go and make sure to go talk to the IMF. Right? Yeah. No. Pringle. Hang up and call me back. I don't know why the callers are saying that they're not hearing you. You're low. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, but the board is very loud. So I don't know. The board are all right, Pringle, hang up and call me back. 876-804-7072. I don't know why you said the caller is low. We can't hear the caller. I don't know why they said the caller low, but very loud in the board. So, them no sue Dr. Daz. That's strange. Auntie in the morning. Good morning, James. How are you? I'm fine, thanks. How is the family? You know, so the family so far so good. So far so good, Auntie Winnie. What is one thing I want to say, sir? No, two things. I am ashamed of the budget. How can you give someone $1,000 and Andrew have to let the Cubans go, because if he did not, Trump would just send a few people and none of the Jamaican that could go back to the United Kingdom. So United Kingdom or United States? No, maybe United States. So that's the reason why Andrew set out the Cubans for visa. Oh, hold on, Auntie Winnie. I know, I am aware of what is happening. I am aware of what is happening. Let me fix that. Yes, I understand why the callers are low. All right, so we should be back. Proper audio now. Proper audio, because go ahead, Auntie Winnie. No, that's all I called to say, that he's scared. He's scared to go to not to answer to Trump. Trump said yes. You know, sir, if you go back and listen to Tufton's speech, Tufton make a remark, is the pressure from the United States. Mm-hmm. So that's why the Cubans have to go back. And that's why we
Andrew
don't know
is a
why
current.
Kamina Johnson Smith had to lie to the parliament about no.
Because
Just
she's a bad man.
just shove your shoulder, Camilla, and say, well, yeah. Let me apologize about that, viewers and listeners. Thank you for your quick observation. When we lost Dr. Dawes a while ago and lost the pictures of me at one point, the system, the encoder went, so we had to reboot it and change it. Yeah, man. So, Auntie Winnie, thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. General Marshy, morning.
Morning.
Me get a report about you, you know. Me get a report.
Yes.
Me get a report about you that you made a call to another place and say,
Yes.
whatever here should I hang whatever man. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
You said that?
Yeah.
Says is one where you have regret.
Huh?
Is what me say is one regret you have that certain here never hang certain people until late morning.
Yes, I did say it and I stand by it.
What kind of something that, Marshy?
Well, if I regret, I regret. I am not like Dr. Dawes who talk the truth and then apologize afterwards for talking the truth. I can't. I have that regret. And you want me to tell you one of the reasons why I say it? This man, Andrew, will stand up over Spanish Town before the last election and promised the people them the minimum wage. So I got double the minimum wage.
Yeah.
To 32,000.
Yeah.
And then he went on to say at his first budget, he's going to start it with 2,500.
But you know, see Melissa come, Marshy, what is wrong with you?
Eh?
You know, see Melissa come, what is wrong with you?
So Melissa have to take the blame. And he promised the man, and then he only give the man them, only give the people them $1,000, where the bus fare and the gas price and everything. You know, so when the increase comes to the gas price and the tax and everything, the $1,000 loss.
Marshy, we never said it. We never said Melissa will get blamed for a lot of things. I never that we say.
But hold on.
So now we
Melissa
talk
just
like.
come and I blame Melissa. Remember, so the man stand up and start to blame all Michael Manley. Where I live off of Michael Manley legacy, you know.
Yeah, but
Michael Manley make him mother get all housing trust house, you know. Him say it.
Marshy, you think
Michael Manley who so good to him. So we make the man lie and fool the people them. You see, you can't trust the man words because the man promised them I'm gonna give the people them 2,500 at the first budget. The first budget that he says so and on me. And he come now, we only give them $1. And when we call $1,000, that's we call $1,000 nowadays, you know, $1.
Yeah.
You see? And the man come and said, and the man change and blame Melissa. But no, man, him a go on to, and that man, me not say nothing and turn around and apologize. Me regret. I really regret. The man, he do the thing too often, Colin.
So you did so vexed, Marshy? You were that upset?
Yes, because the man is lying too often. Say if you can find one truth and tell me when to talk.
When did say?
No bullshit.
Him say.
No bullshit.
Well, I know. You never hear him say the housing trust are because out of NIS Michael Manley formed the housing trust.
No, you know why when you were graduating, him get a stamp and him keep a DSL.
It's out of NIS. We get the housing trust. Yeah.
Hmm? The man attacks on things where he never even born that time there, you know, man.
Yeah, but him read history. The man say history is for those who read it. Yeah, so history. So you don't have to born for know something. You don't have to born at the time. You read.
Listen to me now. Listen to me.
Yes.
A liar don't have to be on spot where the thing happen don't happen to tell a lie. You know? That you must remember, you know.
Yes.
The
Yes.
liar just get up and just tell a lie. The man is lying and fooling him. And then them have psychology. Him have psychologists who teach him to make speech, you know. Like when him say, no, we are going to double the minimum wage to 32,000. The psychologist then teach him that, you know, you say, when he get that, one big applause come to say, you know, so the mind capture the 32,000 already. So you see, all the other shenanigans will come down after that in the speech.
Them not hear
The
it.
32,000. No, them not gonna hear that. That's psychology in speaking to people, man. And Andrew, him know that. That's why he's one of the best demagogues you have in politics, you know.
Yes, yes.
And our Labour right now what is demagogue.
Yeah, man.
Because them go to go say something bad.
Him top that. Him top that.
No, man, come on, man, Andrew. You're doing this thing too regular. And then, when it comes down to the water, the man just approves, say, the people, them are idiots. The speech where the man make about the water, all the little basic school picnic them we can't do math set, you know. No, so the calculation when Mark Golden make, he was right.
But no, the two things are true, you know. And this is one of the cases that two things can be true. You can get water for $40.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the $20 water. I never really see that one there yet myself. I've never seen a $20 water in the last 2 years. I've never seen a bottle of water for $20 single in the last 2 years, right?
But
what Mark Golden said,
what the $40 not too bad, but tell me, which part of the road you got you see one man sell water for $40?
No, but
how much them sell the one
this,
in the bag juice bag for?
This is the point I want to make. Mark Golden said on the streets, it's $100 feet on the street. And at
somebody
the
has sabotage you in a studio there somewhere, that's something of the sort, because now me not hear you.
You not hear me now? Marshy? Marshy, you there? I don't know why him not hear me. But me not see no water for no $2, no $20. I've not seen that. I have seen water on the road for $100, in a shop for $100, in a bar for $150, at the airport for $200. So all I want to way I talk and I run off on the mouth about this water issue. You're all being disingenuous. Yes, you can get water for $40 at supermarket and wholesale. Tell me which bar sell a bottle of water for less than $100? Which man on the road sell water for less than $100? Show me him. I don't need to put him out there. And yes, you can get water for $40. We know that. We know so you can get water for $40. But don't bother with the rubbish. Truth, you know. And those of you who want to be blind can continue to play blind. You can continue. Because of that you don't want to do. But I said the truth must be revealed and must always be spoken. Everybody, hold on, probably a gutter water, they must. I don't know. But what we can tell you is that most places you go, you get a bottle of water for $100 and up. No one keep it to themselves. Colin, spread the word. The people can get the benefit of cheaper water. Yes. So, but you know, if you want water and you go a bar and the water sell for $100, you're not going to buy it. Are you not going to buy that water? If you want water? So what the Prime Minister is saying is that no matter how you want water, the supermarket you must go and wholesale, go buy it. Lord, Mr. Prime Minister. You know, easy. And your followers, them no better. Your followers, them carry anything you say, or that them run up and down with. How dare you come to the parliament with a hot bad mind? What is that about, Prime Minister? Bad mind hot. Marsh, you hearing me now?
Yes, hearing you good now. Good
Yes.
now. Yeah, man.
So you were saying?
So the water situation, man. Somebody said a while ago I must say gutter water.
Yeah, but which bar you going to get a water for under $100? Eh?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something, man. We said it over and over and over. You know, it's not my wish to disrespect the Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister is disrespecting us and taking us for fool. You not get water for them price.
Look here.
You're not getting no water for them price. The man must stop to them thing, man.
Me gonna tell you something, Marsh. You have a water in a Portland named Lifespan. Yeah? Lifespan water. A case of Lifespan water, the last time I checked, I think it was $1,700. $1,700. One of the water what we classify as one of the better water in the bottle. Now, I keep saying to Matthew Samuda that I want to see them going to every community in Goina, you must just turn on the tap and drink water out of it. That I want to see, Mado. That I want to see.
That would be good.
Anyway, Marshall, little more.
No, but when nephew come, because I want nephew to come, you know, and I want nephew to come and spin the minimum wage for us. Spin it. And you have a number from Marlon Morgan?
Oh, yes, I do.
You know, call Marlon. Just ask Marlon. Tell him to beg the Prime Minister to release the FinSAC report. And after I release it, then him can cost the PNP forever and ever about it. Please, Marlon, beg him. Now, if Mr. Prime Minister, if you cannot release a Marlon, tell the Prime Minister if he cannot release the FinSAC report, it's because too much big labor right in our party being benefited and help cause the meltdown where FinSAC have to come and repair. They are going to be implicated in it, and that is why him can't. I'm going to remind him of names. Where I go call up tonight. Edward Seago. That is the oldest farmer boss. Adley Shaw. And you could go on and on and on. People.
But me said there are people money in the parliament now still. But me not sure. Me need to find out who. Me said you still have people in the parliament that FinSAC had to bail them out too. Me don't know who that.
Yes. Find out. And if we want to be fair, just maybe you find two PNP about the place, you know. Whenever did I pay them debt neither, you know. But the overwhelming amount is the JLP top ranks people them. And the Prime Minister.
Well, on the Marshal, I hear a man over nationwide. A digging a FinSAC, you know. And I said, one of our brethren say FinSAC was a good thing. And he said, no, FinSAC couldn't be a good thing. What I am
because they
asking,
don't know what FinSAC is.
But when me
you don't know what FinSAC is.
What me ask everybody to do is to stop treating the symptom, no man. We can look at the root cause.
Illiterate, man.
We must look at the cause of FinSAC. Yeah. FinSAC never just FinSAC can never something with PNP just spring upon the people. Why did the PNP have to implement FinSAC? Let's have a discussion about that. Let's have a discussion of some of the people who hoard the money, that 40% of GDP where FinSAC costs with. Let's talk about some of the people who we had to pay about this money for.
They willfully try to mislead the people, but they don't understand what compound interest is in. You know, some of them never go to school. Them are just done. Take out something from one of them furnishing company, right? And you pay every month. You see the month when you miss a payment, you know what that do?
A brethren came
It
on the
gone
other
over into
evening.
interest.
A brethren came on the other evening and went through the whole of that, you know.
Oh, somebody explained it already.
Yeah, man. So a brethren came on and told us that his father lose a building, man. Tell you where the building, which part of Kingston the building there. Because what the man is saying, you know, when the bank them get locked down for a while, there was no way to even pay the loan if you wanted
Colin,
to pay.
I heard him. Yeah. I heard him, Colin. I heard him. Yes,
so,
yes.
So, you know. But Marshall, we're going to give somebody else a chance.
Know,
here. We're going to run.
Just one little thought. If certain people will talk, then interest rate did go up and rent. They would not run up and down all over the place and have rent different places to broadcast from. Megan.
Later. 876-804-7072. We're waiting to be joined by Ralston Hyman to take a deep look at the Prime Minister. And here he comes. To take a look at the Prime Minister's budget presentation. Teacher, morning.
Morning.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, man, we're good, man.
Nice. Happy to hear that. So, before we go to the Prime Minister, just give us a rundown on the week that was.
Well, the dollar closed at $158 and change yesterday. Bank of Jamaica mopped up 20 billion during the week. And then we had the presentations by the leader of the opposition, which focused on fiscal policy. That is how the government get the tax to run the budget. And the opposition leader, again, made it clear that if you are going to collect taxes more, you have to collect it from those who are not paying, because if you collect it from those who are paying, you're only creating a greater burden. And he suggested some ways how to plug the hole. Yeah, then we had the Prime Minister's presentation, as we are going to talk about now. And we told you that the Prime Minister would be speaking longer than everybody else. We'll be making a whole lot of cheap points, a whole lot of promises, and a whole lot of misleading information. Yeah? One of the biggest misleading piece of information the Prime Minister made to the Parliament was in trying to...
No, man, go ahead, Raleigh.
Yeah, was in trying to justify the termination of the Cuban program. And he stressed that we are operating in a different international environment, so you can keep the 1970s and the rhetoric. And this is the first time the government's foreign policy has resulted in economic benefits to the country, which is a total lie. Or if it's not a lie, he's telling them he really don't know about the history of Jamaica, and that is bad for the Prime Minister. So, for example, the relationship that we have with the Chinese now, which bring a whole lot of economic benefits, infrastructure, the ports, and all of those things. Yes. It's Michael Manley that went to China in 1990 to re-engage China. Michael Mann was the first man to recognize the One China policy, while the JNP administration, of which is a member, supported the Taiwanese people. They never supported the One China policy. And we are now reaping significant benefits from the relationship with China.
Yes.
Additionally, the relationship with Venezuela was, again, initiated by Michael Manley, Carlos Andres Perez. We got Portmore to Venezuela. And the problem that this Prime Minister's administration created in 2008, which is a mismanagement of the global recession, yeah, and the jump in oil prices after the Iraqi invasion. It is Venezuela that helped us out. The biggest economic benefit that we got is that the current trajectory that we're on now in terms of our relationship with the multilateral agencies and the reduction in the debt was due to our relationship with Venezuela, which allowed us to, one, get the oil to run the economy, so whenever the balance of payments completely destroyed. If the balance of payment is destroyed, the country is destroyed. Additionally, after the Prime Minister party got the country locked out of the international capital markets, that's the biggest thing. So when the Prime Minister said the help we're getting from the multilateral community now, if it was for his party alone, we wouldn't get any, because we're locked out of the multilateral community because of the mismanagement of his party.
If it was for his party alone, they would even be talking to us.
Precisely. So I want the people to understand that. So Venezuela sold us 3 billion in debt for 1.5 billion. That's a massive economic benefit. And because of that massive benefit from Venezuela, why we could bring down the debt to GDP ratio and now become the best friends of the multilateral agencies. He never had anything to do with that. He was part of the team who got us locked out of the multilateral system. Yeah. So
Raleigh,
that is foreign policy. Yeah.
Raleigh, you mentioned
Yeah, man.
Venezuela gave us Portmore. What do you mean?
It is Venezuelan money that built Portmore.
Oh,
And
yes.
a collaboration with the Michael Manley administration. Yeah.
Teacher in
Those
class.
are those
Teacher
are
in
massive
class.
economic. Those are not. Those are massive economic benefits. Yeah, we were locked out of the multilateral community between 2012 and 2013. The joke is the multilateral community was when Jamaica is going to fail. The prime minister was an important part of the administration that got us locked out of the multilateral community. So who is he trying to fool?
He was leader of business of he was leader of
Government
government
business.
business in the house.
Yeah. So who is he trying to fool? So most of the economic benefits that we're getting now was from foreign policies that was developed by Michael Manley and the People's National Party. Total lie.
All right, we have a call on the line. I'm going to take this call and then we look at what the Prime Minister spoke about on Thursday. Did he hit the right note? But Mary, go ahead.
Yeah, morning, gentlemen. You know something, Colin and Watson, of all the ills facing Jamaica, the Prime Minister came into Parliament on Thursday and acted like the ringmaster. You come with act, you come about water, majoring in the minors, of all the ills facing Jamaica. And I'm gonna, I want to listen to Rossan because this history and it's not revisionist. I never know, say that those things Rossan saying that Venezuela has done with even, giving money for Portmore and all of that.
Yeah,
And it's not
somebody in the chat
revisionist
room said
history.
it was the San Jose Accord rally.
Yeah, man. Correct. Michael Manley, Carlos Andres Perez. I don't even know if Andrew Willis knows Carlos Andres Perez.
You see, these things need to be aired out, because we don't know these things unless somebody like a Ralston, come and air it out. And then a revisionist history, like how them put a spin on things, You have a at bad mind and water, and people still down and west on the top audience and stuff like that. See them, I'm talking about Martin already and one water. I'm not
Listen,
ready.
let me tell you something. You see the water issue for me. Yeah, water issue, yeah, fine. You can come with that. But you see that this cap about anti-bad mind, it is distasteful and unbecoming of a prime minister.
Yes.
Unbecoming and distasteful.
And he was being a gimmick, and he was being the chief clown, the ringmaster, and the minions them. And then now somebody of a regime read about Prime Minister was ministerial. Right now, Mark still a beat and teach because Mark's speech is trended and all you can hear, because the Prime Minister is bereft of ideas, him not come with nothing original. Yeah, you're smart city, but what about the people, and bypass? Yeah, development is good, but what about the now? And we need to take the people them that is living in dire conditions. That is what we want to hear about on Thursday. And then, insult to injury, $1,000. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raleigh, did you hear, did the Prime Minister touch on the things that he ought to touch on Thursday?
No, and that is why I'm saying that the speech was made in a vacuum, because even going back to
hold on.
Water thing. Yeah. Prior to what is happening internationally, the price of the water business, water bottle thing. Yeah. It is the same range as a liter of gas prior to what is taking place in the Middle East at this particular point in time. Right? And what I'm saying to you is that even in saying that, the Prime Minister never even spoke to what is happening in the Middle East, which is the entire world. And I'm telling you, this administration is on the verge of making the same mistake that the administration in which he was a part of in 2008 made while it caused us to get locked out of the...
Let's look at that. The Prime Minister said nothing about the war. Zero. we're losing your rally. The Prime Minister people, I can't remember of hearing anything neither. Wanna tell me? Rally? Look like rally drop off. I can't remember of hearing the Prime Minister saying anything about the war. Minister, morning.
Good morning, Colin, to Uncle Ralston and everyone on the chat.
Ralston will soon join you back.
Yes, but Colin, I'm going to give just a few things here and just be patient with me and then we can go over it with Uncle Ralston. I was listening to you when you started the program and there was this Kevin guy that you played.
Hold on there.
And he uses, hold on, okay.
I just bring back Raleigh on the line. Hold on, Raleigh.
Yes.
Go ahead, caller. Finish up. Yeah, go ahead.
And Kevin used the word fairly. He think the Prime Minister's budget speech or whatever was fairly for the past 10 years. And my question, first question, fairly for who? Okay, from 2016 to 2020, who get it fairly? What budget that he has stated that sounds fairly or worked out fairly? We had COVID 2020. We can say for everybody worldwide, 2023, when we start to see a phasing out of the effect of COVID. Where in his budget in those 3 years, what it was anything fairly or even growth strategy? Barely came. 2024 or 2023, we get buried within 2023, 2024. What budget that came out that was fairly for us? We know what 2025 bring, Melissa. No, we have to look when we listen to Mr. Prime Minister budget. What economies Jamaica is under in those years? Was it an open economy? Was it a capitalist economy or was it a closed economy? I know Uncle Ralston, who teach economy, Macron Michael, knows where I'm coming from with this. And my other one is great how? Great for who? Great when? And what percentage of Jamaican voters was fooled with this Pinocchio Prime Minister? The voting percentage tell for itself because we recollect 28 seats. So as far as I'm concerned, Jamaicans' eyes are open. And which key sectors that this government, this Prime Minister budget is going to benefit it? We know saying a piggyback on somehow where we talk already. And when he put on bad mind, I him pick up Mark Golding foul, Khan, I him a default. Me listening now, Colin.
All right. Go ahead, Raleigh.
Yeah. So while he was speaking in Parliament,
the question was, he said nothing about the Middle East, nothing about the war.
Nothing.
War never come out time out. Middle East never come out time out.
No. Clearly, it is above his head, and I tell you all the while that is why I may have a problem with them, because while at the same thing happened in 2008, while Ursula van,
Go ahead, Riley.
While Ursula van der Leyen, the head of the European Commission, she represents the 27th country in the Eurozone. Eurozone is the second largest collective economic space in the world, $20 trillion.
Yeah.
While the people in the Gulf Cooperation Council, the ministers were meeting, while Andrew Bailey, the governor of the Bank of England, was saying, boy, the price of fuel is driving up inflation, so we have to keep interest rates high. While Jerome J. Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, America's and the world's most powerful independent central bank, was saying, inflation is accelerating and we have to keep rates high. Prime Minister was speaking at that time in Parliament. So if he really understand the word, he would have said, Madam Speaker, this presentation is being made against the background of the deteriorating global economic situation because of the galloping energy prices, which is leading to an acceleration of inflation, higher interest rates, and probably another great recession. So as a result of that, this is what the government of Jamaica is going to do in relation to fuel prices, because the people don't know. Last year, Jamaica is a fuel dependent country. Yeah. Last year, for the first 10 months, the price of oil was $60 per barrel. The country's oil bill was 1.5 billion. You follow me?
Yes,
In
at
the budget,
$60 per barrel.
yeah, in the budget, they are projecting oil price of $62 per barrel for the next 4 years. So that tells you how way off they are. Yeah. So he should be speaking to those things and talking about the adjustment in the budget through the external accounts, because these things are going to come through the external account. That's what we call the foreign exchange account. Yeah. So with those prices, it means that the budget numbers in terms of oil is completely wrong. So something like that, you would have to address that and tell the speaker that, and then come down to Jamaica, because everything that he's saying right now hinges on where the price of oil goes, because where the price of oil goes tell you where international inflation goes, and tell you where interest rates goes, and tell you where global economic growth goes, and tell you where investments goes. You follow me? So all that what he said is just in a vacuum, because he never made a connection between those things and what is happening internationally. Remember, Jamaica is a small open economy. America is our major trading partner, and America is feeling the greatest economic effects of the war. Yeah,
Yes.
so that affects remittances, that affects tourism flows, all of those things. Yeah, and those are the big sectors that Jamaica is depending on. So when all of them saying make no sense until he makes that connection.
But how you could speak for 4 hours and odd, and the biggest thing we are going in the world,
Precisely, you ignore it.
it not come out of your mouth, you know, say nothing about the war.
That's what I tell you, and not just the war and the impact
And
on
the
the American
impact, yeah,
and the Jamaican
impact.
economy. Yep. That's what I'm telling you.
Did he speak about oil prices somewhere in there? No?
No, not that I heard of. It was a whole lot of announcements and promises about Nara and fast and all of those things. Those things mean nothing if the global economy continues to deteriorate.
But let me tell you what I pick up out of the NARA to rally. Because he mentioned the NARA as the authority for rebuilding after the hurricane, right? And said it will be the single entity to do the rebuilding. He puts an oversight committee named Jamrock. All right, fine, oversight. But then him split NARA with a thing called Fast Jamaica. No one split that in a NARA already.
Yeah, man. All those things are just nonsense. Those are just announcements. Not touch on none of the reality where will affect the people now. Remember, we heard about the Growth Council with about 50,000 people who were supposed to be entrepreneurial driving 5 and 4.
Yes.
5 and 4 came out at 0.8% per annum for 10 years. Yeah. So them kind of thing they're not frightened with. Yeah, because we hear all them big names up there already, and we should say them come to nothing. Yeah, because they're not making the connection. Yeah, there's no budget support for them today. Only $30 billion has been allocated for rebuilding after Hurricane Melissa. So this thing that is less than 1% of GDP. 1% of GDP is $38 billion. $30 billion has been allocated for that. Yeah. So all these big name thing and them thing that make sense when you dig deep and look at the numbers. Yeah.
So
those are just
him talk about him talk about building the bypass for Hanover, for Lucy. Is that money in the budget?
No.
Him talk about building the East Harbour, something that I have been calling for in Port Antonio. Is that money in the budget?
Nothing is in the budget for those things.
The bypass of Port Antonio, that is in the budget though.
Yeah.
But
none of those things. Yeah. And remember, all those things, again, as I said, depend on cost and where inflation goes. You will make where investment goes. Yeah. So if international interest rates are going to be going up, the UK looking at inflation of 6%, Andrew said. That's well.
UK looking at inflation of 6%. And what Jamaica said we looking at?
4 to 6. UK normally inflation projects are 2%. Am I right? 3, 4. Because
you're breaking up again, Randy.
The war it's up threefold because of the impact of war on cheap prices. Yeah, Prime Minister never said nothing about agriculture and how the higher feed prices driving the prices of fertilizer. All of the other leaders in the world concerned about them today. Them not have time for them to food something there where he must say another. And the same thing happened in 2008, while we're where we are right now after to 13 years of adjustment. The same kind of mismanagement and gloss
So
over
you're
what is
saying that
happening internationally.
the government is not planning for what is happening internationally. Is that what you're
No,
saying to us this morning?
no, right, no. There's no plan to deal with that. And the apologists say, oh, maybe the finance minister will come with that. Well, let's see.
Some analysts are saying that the Prime Minister infrastructure plans that he has laid out is the growth strategy.
Yeah, but hold on. It's only $30 billion allocated to that, and we still don't know about procurement because the Prime Minister never addressed what them said. Nigel Clark said was the pain points in procurement and tell us how them will fix it. Him just say, oh, faster than anything will happen in Jamaica. Just like 5 in 4 and the Growth Council. Yeah? We don't want them generalities though, we want specifics on how the thing will work. Yeah? How the international situation will affect the financing and all of those things for those projects.
So
all the top economic bosses in the world are looking at another great recession or great stagflation. Jerome Powell, Andrew Bailey, all the great economists and people who manage the world economy. That's what they're looking at. And the same thing happened in 2008 when Obama, Gordon Brown, and them man, they run up and down. Ed Bartlett, Ardy Shaw, Bruce Golding, I said, boy, the crisis are going to help Jamaica, and going to the IMF was not necessary or appropriate and all of those things. They were doing the opposite of what the world was doing. And we see the same approach right now.
So we're not seeing anything that will give us confidence that we're going to navigate this issue. Because what they keep saying is that they navigate COVID, so they're going to navigate this, they navigate Beryl, so they're going to navigate Melissa. But we don't hear them talking how they want to navigate this crisis that the world is facing.
Precisely. And as I said, the budget will have to be recast to deal with this situation.
So,
oil price forecast, all of those things.
So, Raleigh, what are the other people looking at who are saying that the presentation was great? I hear one man say him feel it for Mark Golding because Mark Golding was properly spanked. What is
cheap politics? Cheap. Let me look at party business and cheap politics. So I look at hard economics. That way I look at hard economics. So I
and
look
you're
at
saying that the Prime Minister, what would you score the Prime Minister out of 10?
5.
5?
Yeah, man.
So
unless you believe in a long talking and announcements, then you will give him 8 and 9. Yeah? But if you really believe in action and serious hard economics,
and
then
substance.
You say him way off base. Yeah, man.
All right, let's open the lines. Anybody want to talk to Ralston Hyman? 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. We have the professor, the teacher, the
especially the children. Tell the children for calling.
Yeah, because we are saying the Prime Minister missed the mark.
Yeah, man, flop.
Spoke for 4 and odd hours and did not address the looming situation in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So, the phone lines are open. 876-804-7072. We're taking calls from all and sundry. Anybody. Those of you out there talking say, we are tell, I mean, a man said me I tell lie about FinSac. I mean, I said to the man, say, yo, come talk to me. Make the world hear.
Yeah.
What is your understanding about FinSac? Marsh, you have a question for Raleigh?
Yes. I don't know if I could have it as a question, but Ralston, you said something about the budget, that the budget costs how much per dollar per barrel for oil and where oil is now. I think you need to say that another time and drive home the point.
Hold on there. Go ahead, Raleigh.
Yeah, man, I was saying average price next 4 years, $62 per barrel. Yeah,
And where is it now? Where's oil now?
Brent, again, to teach the people them. The American benchmark, which we press off, and call it West Texas Intermediate Cushion, traded at $98.52 per barrel yesterday. And the British benchmark, Brent, come from North Sea, was traded at $108 yesterday. That's what they closed trading yesterday.
So oil is at an average of $100 a barrel. Easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marshy?
And many people believe that it will go higher because the US claims that them are going to open the streets of Hormuz, and the Iranians say no, no can process us. We're friendly to you, right? We're friendly from China and in place they can process us. Yeah.
Oh, Raleigh? We lost Raleigh. We're working on that problem. We're going to try our best to fix that problem. Wednesday and Tuesday, we had excellent connection with Ralston Iman. Marshy left us. We have another call. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Okay. You know, I would like to ask Royston, is it the Minister of Finance is going to change our budget when she's ready to close it? Because when I was listening, it was two different things between Andrew and the Minister of Finance.
What are the difference you heard?
Well, based upon the policy and the money spending and the whole heap of things that Andrew say, them are going to make fix, and I don't record that in the budget.
And that's what Raleigh is saying, that a lot of them something they're not in the budget. Raleigh?
So,
Ralston is back with us. Ralston, the lady was saying, the caller was saying that it seems like two different budgets. The budget that put forward by Fieval Williams and the one by Andrew different, because all the announcements that the Prime Minister made, she don't know if that money in the budget for do all of them something there.
No money in the budget for them something there. The Prime Minister, the announcement and no action. We used to those things, man. So you know, the COVID mission, all those things.
So how is it then that they're going to drive growth if you don't believe that these infrastructure plans are going to be implemented?
They really have the experience it's driving for.
Yes, we know
something that you have to fund with all of.
We're not hearing Raleigh clearly.
So you have any confidence in
yeah.
No, absolutely.
Confidence in this administration's growth.
No, the confidence is not there that they will deliver. But we have to ask the questions.
I don't see it happening.
You don't see
it happening. Based on what is even happening, because as I said, the world economy has slowed down because of the war. Yeah, you have higher inflation, interest rates have.
Look like we lose Raleigh again. Raleigh, let's try and use something else. Because look like we lose. But you heard the response, caller.
Yeah, I heard, and I'm looking forward to hear the minister change, because we're not going to take what he must say. Although other people are saying he's doing good, I don't know, but this is very bad. The policy that he's talking about, everything that he's talking about, approximately all of it not going to work in the budget, because the Minister of Finance should have outlined some of those things from longer time, which we him come with now.
Mm.
So are we going to read a budget with different things to do for the country, while the Prime Minister is saying a different thing to do the country? Me not see the sense. Me not see sense. None of them is match up. So is either she going to change our budget when she come, or else not. I don't know if Jamaica people are going to look as that is a reality for them. I don't know.
Well,
Let's
we have to
wait
watch.
and see.
Let's say Tanas in a point no dance. We have to watch and see.
Yes, like watch and see, but it's so stupid. Okay.
All right, caller. Blessings.
Okay. Yeah.
876-804-7072. We lost Raleigh a while ago. We know him going to try and join the back, but we're going to try and connect to him a different way. Well, he's back with us. Raleigh, we don't know what going on with the internet this morning from your side. Yeah, Raleigh.
Yeah, man. As I say, all the people who run the international economy are seeing higher inflation, higher interest
Hold
rates.
on, caller.
The caller was saying that.
Hello?
Caller, hold the line for me, please. Yeah, Raleigh.
Yeah. All the people who run the international economy are seeing higher interest rates, higher inflation, and slower growth. So Jamaica will grow faster when the international economy will grow slower, and you depend on international financing. Simple.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Oh, Colin. Morning, Colin.
Hey, what going on, brother?
Yeah, blessed. Raleigh still on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
No, I don't really want to. I'm with you.
Yes, man. We're listening to you.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want to shift the conversation. It's not my intention. But to just make a consistent declaration which serves as a reminder. Raleigh, big up yourself, brother.
Yeah, man. Bless him.
Consistent reminder. And that we must be aware of the regime that we are under and we are dealing with, because these people come with a deliberate philosophy, if it can be called a philosophy, and a character, and they are steadfastly pursuing that to the ultimate. All right, so going 11 years now, just 11 years. These people are at the helm, of government. And I want anybody who is more keen and more au fait of all the economic and social dynamic, which underlines this government. And to tell me from year to year throughout this 10-year tenure, we have heard a lot of declarations and a lot of presentations and budget speeches, with all kind of pie in the sky, all kind of utopian declarations. And how many of those, programs identified have come to fruition, and I say probably 1%, or 10% would have come to fruition. So they are on a course, to keep on bamboozling the minds of the Jamaican people, so that they live in hope and die in constant spring. You get what I'm saying to you? So they are not, committed or convicted to anything that will move the needle of development in favor of the people of Jamaica, because if we examine the entire speech, I am, I tell you the truth, that I have not associated myself with these postulations, so I'm not really listen, but I can say this, having not listened, I can say this, that there is nothing, identifiable in the presentation that is relevant to the lives, the future, of our people. If they are not talking about some fundamentals, where we are at now, and if they're talking about education, brother, and they have consistently, destroy the pillars, of education. So I just conclude that it is part of the philosophy, if that can be characterized as a philosophy, to densify Jamaica. So the more you understand when we talk and when we say nothing, because we just make these platitudes, excitable. And so people who don't even understand the outcome, that they will never be fulfilled. So to densify the people, mash down the pillars of education, so we don't have the quality kind of education that we should have, and the opportunity to access education to advance the cause of development. Because we can't talk about development without education. There's no development without education.
You have to develop the people first.
Yeah, and we have to ensure that the people are healthy and that they have access to good, yeah, to good, yeah, quality health. Uh, mm. No, if you look, and the next is that you can't talk about development without providing the country with the sustainable efforts of feeding yourself, brother.
Yeah, man.
Feeding yourself, and the way the world is going now, we can't be looking down the barrel, yeah, of the gun, where oil prices and all the dynamic, the economic dynamic of the country has shifted, of the countries of the world, has shifted, yeah. So that we don't know that we as a small developing nation can stand up, yeah, to sustain the effects of what is coming to us. And we don't hear nothing about how we are going to keep our people fed. Yeah, we want to depend on boats to carrying food and planes to carrying food. How are we going to be fed when everybody have to secure themselves? Everybody who has agriculture on their profile have to be seen how they can improve that, increase that, so that our people can be assured of a life. We don't have nothing like that. We don't intend to put every square inch of land available to us, yeah, under production, yeah. We're not talking about food sustainability. So that is another, yeah. We are not talking about opportunities for our people. We talk about $1,000, yeah, minimum wage increase.
Hold on, caller. Rally.
We are just treating the people of
Hold
Jamaica
on a
like
little bit, caller.
scums.
Mr. Carl, hold on a little bit. Rally. $1,000 on the minimum wage?
Yeah, man, that not help nobody. I mean, remember all of the price increases that are to come from the tax package, plus the price increases that are to come from the higher fuel prices, That not help nobody. That's like a joke. Yeah.
But was that discussed before? Every year this Prime Minister come
No,
without
no.
discussing?
Again, that's a breach of the law relating to the minimum wage commission. But the Prime Minister operate just like in Boston, Washington. So yeah. No respect for institutions. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Wrap up, Mystical.
Yeah, I wrap up. I just boy, me elevate, yeah, the
Yeah.
principal point I'm come for making. The principal point I'm come for making, yeah,
Yes.
is that we have to know people, yeah, by them association and by them
Yeah, man.
connection. So
Yes.
I want to show this government, yeah, look who are them keen partner, yeah,
Yeah, man.
in
Yeah,
them
man.
deliberacy.
Yeah, man.
Israel, the
Yeah,
wickedest
man.
man in the
Israel. When you are friends with Israel. Yeah.
Yo, our
Yeah,
country, we
man.
don't have them history there, brother. Yeah? We don't
Yeah,
have them
man.
history there. Yeah, I
Correct.
associate with them kind of Trump, you associate, but look at the association, and some of it is blatant, and we practice it in a more subtle way. Genocidal. When we not have health available for people them, and when we not set to educate them well, and when we set to eliminate them and dislocate them, it is genocidal. Yeah, the whole
Yeah, man.
empires use all kind of strategy, and we must call them genocidal. When all them fear and them man, they tell the midwife them say them stopping at the breach.
Yeah, Raleigh. Raleigh? We lost you a while ago. Supposed to be back. Hello? Raleigh?
You hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you know. We lost the connection a while ago from my side. But yeah, we're back. We're back. We are back.
Yeah,
So
man. I'm saying the caller's contribution is solid because if you don't have a healthy population and an educated population and appropriate technology, then you can't grow. Yeah, these are
definitely.
fundamental economic statements. Yeah.
Yes, yes. We have a call. We have a call coming in. I can see who's up on the line you know. Ed boy, we have Raleigh on the line. Morning.
Morning, brother.
Respect and thanks, man. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Listen.
I just have two points, and I'm going to make it quickly.
Yeah.
Right? One, in 2013, when the government of the PMK administration was discussing the Goat Island initiative, yes, Andrew made a point that his strategy would have been a people-centered growth strategy. Remember that point, right? Right. And he said.
Raleigh, you hear the caller?
No, one sec.
Repeat that, Ed boy.
In 2013, in opposition to the
Hold on, Ed boy. Hold on. I know what's happening again. Hold on. We just drop off. This thing I just drop off a while ago. So Raleigh not. Go ahead, no, Ed boy. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying in 2013, Andrew gave his opposition to the Goat Island project by saying that he would have come with a people-centered growth strategy. You remember that terminology?
Yeah, man. When does talk all kind of thing?
And growing the economy by investing in people. Now, this budget has raised some questions about that people-centered growth strategy. Because one, where are the engineers over the last 10 years? Has the government of Jamaica issued any major scholarships for young persons to study within the STEM field, particularly engineering, so that we can now have a cadre of engineers that could roll out some of these projects they're now talking about? That's one. Yeah. Two, when you look at the budget, you ask the question about the Public Management Body Act. If I'm quoting it correct, correct me if I'm wrong, really.
Yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can have a budget having issues like over $3 trillion unaccountable for. It simply says to you that there is an issue with how the Ministry of Finance is managing projects, the delivery of it, the overrun, and the issues concerning those projects. I'd love to hear projects announced, but I like to hear that there's proper management in place to deal with some of these projects.
Yes.
So you can make the grand announcements, but there is nothing in this budget because right now, you know what's going to happen with some of these projects? We will have to use the Chinese to implement some of these because some of our tradesmen, most of them, by the way, have left Jamaica. They're in Cayman, they're in Turks and Caicos, they're in St. Lucia, they're in Grenada, all over the Caribbean doing work. And they have become some of the best tradesmen in these countries. So where are we going to get? Remember, the Ministry of Labor tell us all the time, why they have to issue permits to Chinese workers is because Jamaican workers don't want to work. No, so then tell we.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So where are we going to get the skill set from these people? The other point I want to raise, Raleigh, as I leave, I am seeing an assault on agricultural land. And as somebody who grew up in Kingston, but then went to St. Mary to finish my schooling, I love agriculture. My family has had a lot of years of interest in agriculture. And what we're seeing happening in the St. Catherine Belt, some of the most irrigated and fertile lands are now being used for housing. I refer to this Inwood Greater Development Project, which is going to be the mother of all scandals in terms of land in Jamaica.
Oh?
Michael Lee Chin acquired these lands in Inwood with the intention of those 20 young people who went to Israel to be given these lands to set up their farming. Why now is the government coming to us now to tell us that they're going to be using those agricultural lands that were
plant
managed by
concrete?
Derek Evans? Huh?
To plant concrete now?
To plant concrete. It is wrong. And I am saying to the parish council and to the mayor, do not lift the zoning laws surrounding that place. We must be brave, we must be bold, and we must be honest to ourselves. We cannot take prime agricultural lands and put in housing on it. We need housing. Don't get me wrong. But we must look at some of the lands that are not necessarily graded as agricultural lands and
For the
use them
housing.
for housing.
All right.
Let's look at, for example, up in the mountains. You have Kitson Town. You have some other parts of the Sligo Mountains, St. Diego Heights. All of those places would be more ideal for housing, and it's closer to Kingston. We have to stop falling into this trap.
All right,
the
my
best,
brother.
brethren.
Respect. All right, we're taking calls for Ralston Hyman. If you have questions for Ralston Hyman, we want to take your calls this morning because we have Ralston on the line for that purpose. So 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV, and we have on the program this morning the #1 financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean, Ralston Hyman. I call him the teacher, my teacher, the man with the numbers, the man who knows the figures. Ralston, the Prime Minister went to NHT and said that he had no other alternative but to continue taking the money.
Yeah, and here why he had no other alternative but to continue to take the money. Because the economy has not grown over the last 10 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's an admission of failure. Yeah, so they still have to be relying on NHT. Yeah, still have to be relying on NHT and one-off sales of revenues like from the airports in order to fund the budget. Because the economy has not been growing for the past 10 years. Simple.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. So,
Sir Bill,
that's
good
an
morning
admission
to
of
you and your
failure.
listeners. Morning, Sir Ralston. Now,
Yes,
one
sir,
issue
morning.
me I notice, but lot of people now notice it in Jamaica.
What's that?
The phone system in Jamaica. You know how much people these two phone companies robbing left, right, and center. You put on, say, $5,000 on your phone.
Yeah.
And in no time, the $5,000 gone and you don't even make a call.
Oh, yeah, sir. Internet, you have to manage the phone too, because data will take off your credit if you don't have a service or something like that. So you have to manage the phone as well.
But what me I say now, Mr. Bell,
yeah,
if you put on a service here in the United States,
yeah,
from any phone company, either prepaid or your regular service. If you pay for your service, when the month done, whatever you pay for, you get it with the month. You know, if you don't know star this, star that, pound this, or nothing.
I'm not sure where you are this way I talk about, but
no, if me come to Jamaica now, I put $5,000 on my phone.
Yeah.
And if I don't turn off something on the phone,
yeah,
the money gone.
You know that may I tell you, say you have to manage the phone because the data is on the phone. Well, once the phone connect to the data, it's gonna run your data. So if you don't turn off the data or put on a plan that gives you the data that you need, then you have a problem. So you have to manage the phone, brother.
Yeah, but next thing when I look on, the phone company, the lending service too.
They mean if you make money, the phone companies are there to make money. Them never set up to just provide a service. It's a business them are run.
Yeah.
So you can borrow money from them too. Such as credit.
Credit.
You can borrow credit.
Them not lend money. Them not license for lend money. Them lend you credit.
So when me pay or anybody pay, then is that farmer pay back your pay, so come on like a lending system.
Yeah, man, but it's not money, man. It's not money. They're not lending you money. They're not in the money lending business.
You can't get no cash from them or no money if you go spend. You can't go get credit to make calls, all right?
All right, my boss.
Give thanks. 876-804-7072. 72. We have Ralston Hyman on the phone, and if you have a question for Ralston, it's our pleasure to take that question this morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show on Portland Spice TV. Morning.
Good morning, Sir Bill. Good morning, Sir Ralston. So nice
Morning.
hear you guys again. I have a question for Raleigh, but I just want to say something before that. Colin, is it that Jamaica is in a cult? I want to know because it seems like we love Ray Ray because the present administration ran their campaign on bad mind, right?
Yes.
The Prime Minister come to Parliament with hot about bad mind.
That is unbecoming of a Prime Minister, caller.
It's
very sad.
And they have brought the office of the Prime Minister into
very
disrepute.
Unbecoming and
there is no
disgusting.
longer any class. There's no class to the office anymore because the Prime Minister and his wife, they act like you know them because kettle behavior downtown people have. That is what they've turned the whole this kettle behavior with people with downtown with them behavior, you know, like Virego. Them turned the office into something that it wasn't meant to be.
All right.
And it is so sad to say, but I think that if it was the other party, I think Mr. Golden and his wife would have brought back some class to the party. But anyway, my question is that oil expedition that's happening, that new thing that we signed, that Darrell Bar said there's no oil. He can say, you know, there is definitely no oil in Jamaica. The people who are out there now searching for oil. What is the latest on that? If Mr. Ralston can answer that. And how are we set to benefit from that if we're going to benefit any at all?
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Raleigh.
Well, they are still exploring. They haven't found any oil of commercial quantities that will justify any investment at this point. They are still exploring. We have been doing this exploration since 1980, and we haven't come up with any commercial quantities yet that would facilitate the high levels of investment that is needed in order to drill for oil.
So they're still searching. They are still.
They're still searching. Them till they cost a whole heap of money.
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, morning, Colin.
Morning, Vincent.
I want to ask Ralston a question, but just before I go, the caller who call about the phone and them thief in your money, I'm a lie, man. If you make mistake and the data accidentally turn on your phone.
Hold on, you hear what you said a while ago? If you make mistake and the data accident, and a thief then thief it, and you have to manage the phone. Your mistake is their mistake. You have to pay for your mistakes. That's what they're saying.
If you not have that plan on, and the data turn on, shouldn't make you lose the credit, Colin.
Why?
Shouldn't make you lose the credit. Because you don't buy a data.
No, but you're using the data. Once you have the phone, once you connect a phone to Flow or Digicel, right? The phone is connected. Now, once it is open to make calls, and it is also open to receive calls and to receive data. Okay? So if you want it now to receive no data, you have to turn off the data, because once the data is on, it is receiving data. People are sending you WhatsApp, people are sending you link to YouTube and to Facebook, and you have to turn off the data, my brother.
All right. What about the one where me put a 2 on my phone? Have been too cheap, and I put $200 pan, whether $300 then take for me and put on a credit on the phone. I don't use the judicial chip to make a call, and when I do ready, the money gone. Me not see the money pan. That tell me say me can't make no call unless you put on credit.
When me I said to your nephew, what is happening in that case, right? You have to understand. The data, once it is on, different.
No, not data, man. Not data.
No,
but no, my data lock off now, you know. My data lock off now, you know.
Okay, your voice note and your voicemail on your phone, so somebody can send you a voice message.
No. We can get a text. But not voice.
Okay, well, me don't know about that. Well, me have to go get somebody from the phone company.
Morning, Ralston. Morning, Ralston.
Morning.
I am a little concerned with what is happening in the Middle East and the Jamaica stock market, which is struggling. Because from 2015, when the market became the best performing market in the world, and it got over into 2016. From that, the market have not given the rally from that day until now. And I am concerned with that, what is happening in the Middle East, if it might cause the Jamaica stock market to go through another couple more years again struggling. What is your comment on that?
Well, if you notice, it started in COVID-19. The market was trading at 500,000 in COVID-19. It closed at 350,000 yesterday. It has to do with the slow economic growth and the high interest rate regime. When interest rates are high,
Raleigh? We lost Raleigh? Raleigh? Look like we lose Raleigh. Hope he will join us back. Morning, welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello, good morning. Morning, caller. Caller, good morning. We have a call on the line. We're not hearing the person. 876-804-7072. Raleigh, you back?
yeah, I never got that answer, right?
No, you dropped off.
Yeah, I was telling nephew that, right? It started after COVID-19. We were trading at 500,000, the main index after COVID-19. And now we closed at 350,000 yesterday. And I'm saying that it is because of the slow economic growth and the high interest rate regime. When interest rates are high, people buy government paper, sending inflation to the highest level.
And therefore, we have some problem with the stock market. Raleigh dropping out again. We have Obi on the line. Obi, morning.
Hello. How are you? Good morning.
Hold on, Obi. Yeah, man, hold on, Obi. We're just introducing you. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr.
Inflation means interest rate and slower growth.
Sir Colin.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out something from you because you see the $20 water the Prime Minister is talking about.
Yeah.
Me not hear nobody say them ever see it nowhere sell yet.
I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah. However, it is my understanding. I heard it on a next program that the NWC came out and make a statement and said those water were not for sale. There are some bottled water that they made in the hurricane relief time to take down to St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland.
We never hear that. But we never see that $20 bottle of water.
No, sir, the commercial water.
I would never see it.
No, sir.
But
Raleigh,
enough people don't mention it, you know. Gas is over $200 a litre in Port Antonio.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Until it get worse, I tell you. As the war escalates, the price of gas getting worse. Yeah? That's the point I'm making to you. And that's fundamental in the budget. So if that is not recast, that means that the budget, well, the fiscal commissioner already tell you that the budget is off target based on procurement, based on the fact that it never take into consideration the 57% GDP damage done in infrastructure as well as now the war. Yeah, so the budget has to be recast if it doesn't make any sense.
Obi, morning, come in.
Yeah, morning. How you doing? Two quick things first, Colin. The gas exploration that Raleigh talked about earlier.
that actually started back from in the 70s with Michael Manley, as far back as the 70s, and we still haven't reached that commercial point with it as yet. The other thing that I want to weigh in on quickly is something that one of your callers asked about the phone system with the data, and of course you correctly explained to him that you have to basically put on the planners, because if you just leave it bare, then certainly it's going to just eat up the whole thing. However, I think there's a bigger point in this that we need to explore, and I've spoken to officials from phone companies on it, and I've also spoken to Philip Paulwell, who is the spokesperson for the PNP on this. You purchase a data on your phone, so that data, that data, you have get a certain amount of gig, right, or mega,
Yes.
and you may use 10% of the megabyte on it, right? However, once the 7 days is up, there is no carrying over of the megabytes, and that is something that I think that's the point that we really need to pressure, because although, well, put it this way, even if the megabyte remains, you can't have access to data unless you put another plan on it. You understand?
Well, that's what I was about to tell you, that once you put on the plan, you renew the plan within a certain time, the data left from last month is carried over. But
it's carried over.
But here, if you don't renew, you not get it.
And that is the problem, because here what you have person who basically accumulating mega up and mega because they are not doing the level of usage on the plan.
But Obi, I don't want to stay upon the phone.
No, Colin, I'm not staying. But it's important for us to say this, because these are things that we must talk about.
But I invite Raleigh to deal with the Prime Minister's thing, and we basically gone left that. So we don't really want to go too far upon the phone thing. Hold on, let me just.
No, that's not far, Colin. The caller asks a question and basically putting a point there.
Caller, please. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
It was the phone thing I was calling about to Colin, because I had twice it happened to me, and I got back my credit. It wasn't any service that I put on. It was just credit I put on to make calls. And what had happened, I have a habit of checking my credit before I make a call, because I realized what was happening. When I make the call and I didn't get an answer from the number, and the credit ran off. The first time, I had $170 on my phone. And when I made the call, everything ran off. When I called slow, I couldn't get through. It was just a machine coming in. I went to the office, and I could tell them how much was on my phone, because I checked my credit before, and I got back my credit. They said it was a glitch in the system or something like that. I got back my credit.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah. So it's a fact.
Yeah, thank you. Obi, what are your views on the Prime Minister's speech on Thursday?
Well, Colin, the Prime Minister's presentation was, what I expected. He came, and the biggest thing that persons remember from the speech is that the Prime Minister is calling Jamaican bad mind, because we dare to question certain things about the Prime Minister. I also talked about things to come, but I don't see where he has addressed those very, very pressing matters that the people are going through. So all in all, I think the Prime Minister's presentation was really, a lot of warm over things, because a number of the things that he said before, he came back with. For example, the Prime Minister announced in his presentation this hub park camp in Warwick Hill and so that will be spending how much billions, and I don't know that we need that up now. So all in all, I didn't get any interesting takeaway from the Prime Minister's presentation, as if he understand the government of the situation to move the Jamaican economy forward, so that our people can be better off. So
you rate him out of 10?
Why rate the Prime Minister 10? About 4.5.
About 4.5. Did you hear anything about the war in the Middle East and how we're going to navigate that?
Not at all, not at all. Things like that he did not address. He also talked about the Cuban situation and so on. But clearly, what the Prime Minister did was to basically admit that, listen, they had handled the Cuban situation badly, because he said that they were talking about this from sometime in last year. And if you have been talking about something from last year and you won't get it anywhere, at least you should be putting some contingency in. So when the bottom fell out, certainly the people would not be suffering, you know, as what we're seeing now, because all the professionals are saying that, listen, the health system is in tatters now, much more, and it was before, since, you know, we are seeing the departure of the Cubans. So I don't know, you know, I'll be happy.
Raleigh, you told us about the Middle East issue that the Prime Minister missed. What else, in your view, did the Prime Minister miss?
Miss the whole opportunity that the budget needs to be recast. The tax package needs to go if they are going to accelerate economic growth. Yeah.
The Minister of Finance the Minister of Finance come back on Tuesday. What should she be coming with?
Yeah, man. Well, I don't think she'll be coming with anything different from the Prime Minister, more than just critique what Mark and Julian said. They're not going to have the humility and the foresight to look at the international situation and say the budget must be recast if we're going to achieve the objectives. Remember that we need to go back to the Finance Minister knows that we'll be going at one before the war broke out. So it needs to be recast. The man that's in it. So look at government finances. The budget is not only secretary officer appointed to do those things. So the budget is not credible.
Budget is not credible. We have a call on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, morning, Colin. Morning, O'Brien. Mr. O'Brien. Colin, you know, I realized that the Prime Minister is serious about the running of the country. Because there's, in every other sphere of the world, whatever is happening internationally has taken precedence in how the leaders of those countries are positioning themselves to deal with the crisis that is impending. And for you to go into Parliament and speak and not mention one thing about what the global implications are going to be. The Prime Minister is a comedian. You understand? He went in there to do gimmickry, and because of that, the people who follow him, and I watched the comments in the different streams while he was talking, and all they were hearing is one thing. Somebody said something this morning. You keep the people because you control them.
Carla, we're losing you. Carla, we're losing you. We're not hearing you. I don't know if you're on speakerphone, so we're not hearing you. All right, we're not. Carla?
You know, Colin?
Go ahead.
You hear me now, Colin?
Yeah.
I said that we keep the people dunce because so we don't invest in education. Because when the Prime Minister, I remember I was born in the 70s, and it's appalling to hear how the Prime Minister spoke about Michael Manley. I was appalled. Because when I was growing up as a boy in the 80s, when the debate is going on, everybody sat down and listened intensely to what was going to be coming and how it was going to affect them. Nowadays, when the debate is going on, we are listening out for the next thing that is going to be said to put it on social media to make money off it. Nobody now think about the implications of the budget. So while Ralston is online teaching us, and you are there bringing out the facts, nobody, the typical Jamaican voter, not everybody, But the ones who made the decision to put back this government in power, all they care about is the 1 p.m. They're not really business about what is happening. And then the irony of it is that when the after claps come, everybody is going to be running up and down at that time and seeking mercy.
So what you say about the Prime Minister's speech? Out of 10, how much you give?
Why? Because me just say all of what me say a while ago, me can't get the Prime Minister passing grade, so about 4.
About 4. All right, my brother. Give thanks.
Yeah, man, guidance.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. Obi, what did you hear from the Prime Minister that can grow the economy?
I didn't hear anything, Colin, that can grow the economy, and that's where we are, because we had actually said to the Prime Minister that we need to basically say things that can really grow the economy. I don't know if the camp that will be built over there in Rockford, if that construction will be enough to basically grow the economy, but that seems to be one of the big ticket items that the Prime Minister is relying on. The other thing, Colin, is that, as I said some time ago, that I expect that what the Prime Minister is going to use to get a quote-unquote forward in his presentation was the PNP legacy, which was the NHT, and he played true to form to that. Although he continued to talk nonsense about Michael Manley and the PNP and so on, the truth is that what is the shining armor in his presentation is the National Housing Trust.
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah, man, you're right, man. Spot on.
All right, we have a caller. Caller, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my little take from the Prime Minister. Prime Minister come like a joker, this demonstration with the water. First him talk about the NWC water when they're on the market. And him show the water. Yeah. Which is in the street and where Mr. Golden talk about, says $100. Where him come with them water thing. It's a gimmicks.
Yeah, man. Clown.
Really bad.
Yeah, man.
In serious time when people is in dire straits, the Prime Minister come to the Parliament with a bunch of gimmicks.
Yeah, man.
See me.
Can I just say something quickly on that?
Go ahead.
To the Prime Minister, just in case the Prime Minister is not aware, any regular bar that you stop across the length and breadth of Jamaica, you can get a bottle of water for under $120. Some is $150.
What about gas stations?
Huh?
What about gas stations?
And also gas stations. Also gas stations.
If you got parties, $200 for your bottle of water at a party.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. And my information, if the Prime Minister is not aware, he can call the President of the Water Commission. The $20 that the Prime Minister talk about, it's below the production cost that they put the Water Commission. It costs the Water Commission to put that out. Those water are really bottled, that whenever they're having events or so on, they use that to basically give to people. They are not on the market, and the Prime Minister has been very, very disingenuous with that, because he knows that what Mark Golden said is true, but he has to make a cheap comeback. And that's what he reverted.
You're saying the Water Commission water is not on the market at all for sale?
No, it's not. It's not on the market based on my understanding. And what they do is basically offer these waters whenever they're having functions and so on and so forth. They, carry those water. And I think they also did a special production on that to assist some of the people in western part of the island that were impacted. That's my
Somebody
information.
just said that a while ago. Carly, you have any further question for Ralston or Obi?
Yeah, I'm pertaining to the Prime Minister again in Parliament about the minimum wage. Yes.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is not having a conscience, you know, because him find excuse on the minimum wage for giving $1,000 to Melissa and certain things. But him take film pay and him no concerned about Melissa and say, all right, you give 10 million, you give but something back. You take my pay, but me give something back to the Melissa victim. So him is deceiving and him no have no conscience.
All right, Carl. Thanks. 876-804-70.
Yeah, and just one thing on that.
Hold on,
just one thing on that, Ryan. You see, the Prime Minister keep on talking about the opposition leader's salary. Of course, we know that the opposition leader is not saying, listen, him not going to take the increase. However, he clearly outlined what portion of it he will receive in hand and what would go to charity. So that's a clear thing, and so that charity, as I understand it, that the opposition leader basically said he would give those monies to, that is still in vogue. Is that so, Raleigh?
Yeah, man. And what was it? I mean, even if the Prime Minister wanted to use those things, the way I'm dealing with things is so unsophisticated. It sounds like somebody could get on, Colin to tell me that, and Colin called me and tell me, say, boy, and couldn't live without the money and all of them. Them tell somebody could get up behavior, man. Yeah, Prime Minister needs to look them level.
Unbecoming of a Prime Minister.
Yeah, man.
Get up. And you know yourself in the Parliament. So when the Prime Minister do that, he believes that people who have confidence with anything to share information with him when because I'm come on, basically the person who sat in the Parliament, they're supposed to feel very, very squeezy if anything goes up. Because
if anything goes up, because we know this man will tell lie.
Man, cheap.
We have a caller. Let me take the call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes. Good morning, Colin, and to your guests and the call and all those in the Spice Land. Colin, the Prime Minister is very out of touch with reality. Telling you that straight.
There you go, living far from reality, brother.
Yes, and for him to come in front the country to talk about a budget speech in time like this, and also walk with a bottle of sewer water, because you can't get no water other than sewer water for $40 if you can get that.
Yeah, man,
I don't know where we get that sewer water.
Hold on. You can get water for $40 a bottle in the wholesale and the supermarket, certain supermarket. You can.
Well, that's what he bring. I don't think what he bring there.
No, man.
He gonna tell you that you can get that on your house.
The same water, anyway. I think you can get it. But I tell you the truth, some of them water that I don't drink. Because I don't even like purified water. I prefer spring water. I do drink some purified water, but I prefer spring water.
So the bottom line is that the comparison is misleading because that's not the water that the public is generally buying.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's misleading. Yeah.
There's a water in Portland, it's a Raleigh, Obi. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. It's named Lifespan.
Yeah, man.
Nice. And my favorite water to drink. A case of it is $1,700.
Yeah,
Last time I checked. Could be dearer than that. Remember 24 buckle in it,
Yeah, man.
So even when you sell a buckle of that for $100, yeah? A $700 you make a fight.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no. Let me ask something childish thing, man, because that is not what people are buying. Yeah.
Go ahead, Carl.
I just see this budgeting as another bounce check to the country. That's what I see is offering. Just another bounce check. Because this not gonna help the country nowhere. What he give, what his solution and what. Well, he hasn't come with a solution. It's just pure gimmicks.
Yeah, man, just gimmicks.
So this is just another bounce check to the country. So they can all look at it, and there's nothing there to be excited about, to see something happening in the future for especially young people, nobody in general. So he have to wheel and come again. And I don't think he have it in him to do that anyway.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
Give her thanks. Raleigh, Tuesday is the closing of the budget. You're saying that you expect nothing from Favor?
Nothing. So as the caller says, just another bounce step. Nothing.
Go ahead, caller.
Nothing. So as the caller.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Colin. I have a and good morning, Ralston and Obi and all of your listeners. I wanna ask Ralston, what's the percentage that the 1,000 percentage that the percentage of the 1,000 that the Prime Minister has given to the Jamaican people?
What increase?
Yeah, what's the percentage? Because when we compare it with what they received, the 300% that he's taking, and then let's forget about that because people don't seem to matter about that. Remember JPS just put up their percentage 7%. And the budget read, and there is also an increase on taxes and all of that. So in comparison to all of those taxes and all of those increases that the government is intending to give to the people, to tax the people, and what is that? How does that equate? The 1,000 that equate? That's what I want to know.
No make no sense. It not equate, man. You're still in a deep hole. No make no sense. Less than 10%. It's about 6% increase or somebody around.
But what I'm saying is 7%. JPS just put up the bill too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's maybe 6.10 or something. No, 6.01% is $1,000. 6%. No, reach 7.
That make that sense.
All right, so that wipe out the whole of your JPS percentage anyway.
Yeah, man. That can't body. Yeah, you have gasoline, you have food prices.
And taxi fare are raise.
One could argue.
All right, and all the
all those things.
The other increases that the Prime Minister, but he came. I don't listen to him in speech, and I just hear things already because I know him was coming with a childlike behavior, so I don't even listen to that. But you know what I have to say to the Prime Minister this morning? Just listen.
It's the Muppet Show.
Later, call. I don't know if you can play that part. I don't know what that you're going to play, so I can't take it. Obi, anything you want to say as we wrap up this morning?
Yeah, just quickly, Colin, I think a lot of your listeners would be very interested to find out which supermarket or which wholesale, when you buy the case of water, it work out at $40 because I don't know any. And I have purchased quite a bit of water within the last few months to give away. And when I work it out and per bottle, so water, and so it work out at a bare minimum of about 50 cents or 60 some, $50 or 60 something dollars, depending on where you buy it. So maybe if you do those, we could get that. But all in all, as it relates to the closing of the budget, I really don't expect anything exciting to come from Favor because we have not gotten any signal from the Prime Minister that he is going to recalibrate, he is going to recast the budget and take the advice, the counsel that have been given to him. You get the impression that he is really bombastic, pushing back, and certainly more in a tracing match more than anything else. So I expect his Minister of Finance to just come and rubber stamp his presentation, and we will be as we were, right? As we were, to use a command that you are well familiar with, Colin.
Yes.
In terms of the marking time and so on. So, not really excited, Colin, because we have not heard, for example, the PM say, listen, we have heard very, very constructive argument about the rehousing of our people. So we are going to take that up. We are going to create some halfway house. You have been championing, Colin, say you put up the top, the bottom, the before wars, etc. And we really use that now to move Western Jamaica in a very, very serious way that would dovetail into the entire island. We haven't heard those kind of things. We have not heard any big ticket item as it relates to agriculture. More and more, as Head Boy said, we are seeing where our arable lands are being used to plant concrete more than anything else. So I'm not really excited, Colin, about the future of Jamaica right now under the leadership of Andrew Holness. And what is sad about it is that you have some commentators, you know, who said they're economists and so on, and they are really doubling down on the nonsense and giving the Prime Minister a kind of feel-good spirit, you know. So I expect the Prime Minister to basically carry on, because enough people who should be pushing back, for example, the media, academia, and so on. Enough of us not pushing back and saying to the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, you're going in the wrong direction, you're on the wrong trajectory. So he feels as if he is doing something, and he has a band of cheerleader there with him that believe it's fine. So not exciting, Colin. And again, as I leave you, I review my score for the Prime Minister, trying my best to see if I could score him any higher. And I remain at 4.5 out
Thank
of 10.
you. Conor O'Brien. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Colin.
Morning.
Morning to Ralston OB.
Morning.
Stay long for the program. So
Yeah, man,
the Prime Minister, a scammer. He just tell people what they want. He just tell you what he wants you to hear. Like I'm gonna look at a girl, and you said I was a beauty plan, she big plan, that just because you want better. Some of the people that they want to hear, you know, do nothing. He 10, 11 years. What program in bring? Tell me what social program in bring.
Social housing. He make one house.
Indigent house the family a picnic. Only thing about them used to make up.
So him not come with that. All right, sir.
All
right, caller,
sir.
thank you. Raleigh, anything you want to add finally?
Yeah, well, just as Obi said, the Prime Minister come and make the speech, and then they have some juvenile economists like Keenan Faulkner and Damian King and Stokes that tell the people him all kinds of things. Now, those persons have been consistent over the last 10 years, yeah, in supporting the policies of this administration. And it ended up in a monumental failure with the destruction caused by Hurricane Melissa. And now we have a global economic crisis, and them come and still say the same things. Over that period of time, the economy grew by 0.8%. All the ratings agencies that them are trying to please, the top ratings agency, Standard & Poor's, say although Jamaica has that rating, Jamaica has the lowest growth rate in the countries that have the same rating, and the lowest per capita GDP in Latin America and the Caribbean, except for Haiti. If you notice, the Prime Minister, in talking about productivity, showed a graph and show you how low we were below the rest of Latin America and the Caribbean. So that's an indictment on his administration. For 10 years, you know, fix that problem, you know, fix procurement, you know, grow the economy. Yeah. So, I mean, that's an admission of failure. So how y'all get it in the 11th year when we have all of this problem, massive devastation by Melissa, and then this massive international problem? Yeah? We never see a strategy how to get out of this thing. So all the PR that those juvenile economists are giving, it not fit with the reality on the ground. Prime Minister's presentation was totally outside the reality of what is happening in the world right now. And if those people having a shame, they would be very embarrassed to themselves, because none of them plugged in what was going on internationally. They must go, so the Prime Minister, this is the Prime Minister that. The Prime Minister operating in an environment where the speech was made in a vacuum. There's no connection with what is happening internationally. And Jamaica is a small, open economy. We depend on international trade. And Jamaica's two major partners, they are the main combatants in the war. They are going to be affected significantly by the war. And as a result of that, Jamaica is going to be affected. Remittances are 14.5% of GDP. That is going to be affected. Tourism is a major sector in GDP. That is going to be affected. BPO, I mean, another major sector is going to be affected. Fuel bill, bigger than our total exports. That is going to get bigger. The trade deficit is going to get wider. More pressures on the dollar. higher interest rates, slow economic growth. Them need to talk about fundamental economics and stop the PRing. Simple.
So not ready. You're saying Ralston
Not ready. Not ready. Them have this liquid fart now with them on every media I chat all kind of foolishness. Yep.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Bell. I'm ask you something. If somebody accuse you of being a criminal, every time accuse you of being a criminal, say you have 28 bank account and you siphon off poor people money, would your response to that person say that in bad mind you?
No, that's not a bad mind. That is somebody attacking your credibility and your character. That's not
but basically the prime minister without admission that I really admit I say, oh yeah, him is a criminal. That's everybody I said.
Me like how you put it.
That's if me I tell you say he's a criminal and you come back and I tell me say boy a bad mind, a bad mind. But yeah, basically I tell me say a bad mind, I say you are poor people money.
Obi.
You understand me?
Well, the caller is right. What you should do if you're being accused of that and people have said that to you and you can pinpoint, then what you must do is go to court and say, listen.
Yeah.
You see, when we see the Prime Minister take up the bag, gentlemen, hold on. When we see the man take up the bag, we see the man will come with his statutory filing certified, you know. We think that the man is going to present, you know.
And then the same thing with the Minister of Energy.
The Prime Minister say him not in that. Him not in that. Him not in that. Not certified, nothing. Him not in that.
Rally?
Yeah, man.
Where you say about the Prime
Yeah, one
Minister?
question.
When the Prime Minister took up the bag and said he had a gift for Mark, I thought it was his statutory filing certified and he was going to pull out the certificate.
Jimmy, it's similar to when Mark took his birth certificate from his breast pocket.
I think it was something substantial the man I come with. It was so low, so distasteful, and so unbecoming of a prime minister.
If the entire country accuse this man, I say, he make transfer $400 million US transfer to this bank, to that bank. You have 28 bank account, and you come back and I tell me, say, a bad mind me. What that I said about yourself, big man?
Caller, just one correction. Just correct one correction. It's not the Jamaican people come and a frolic of their own and say it, you know. This is the information that came out of the body that is empowered through Parliament to give us this information. Am I correct, Raleigh? The IC and Colin?
Yes,
they are the one who put this out there. Is not myself, Raleigh and Colin come up with this, and our listeners and followers basically carry us and start to carry that line, you know. Is the Integrity Commission of Jamaica.
A statue of the Parliament, right?
Indeed.
All right, Carl, a little more.
Let me say still, you see the money they need for market to the intellects, the money I need for market to as already said, the people who are drinking the boom and the rum and the boom and they dig out the hand make. Them people, them are market, you know, them not market. Them realize, say, yo, them don't need the intellects because majority of the intellects, them don't vote. You understand that the bagger rare, them are a piece too.
Drunkro, we are run here.
Boss. Yeah, man.
Obi, big up yourself. One love. Thanks for coming on.
One love. Bless him.
Yeah, man. Thanks to Ralston, man. Thanks to you, the listeners and the viewers. Remember, as I said, we're not going to be on tomorrow morning for the Talk Jamaica. We're going to be on 5 o'clock tomorrow evening for Talk Jamaica. So do remember to join us tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. for Talk Jamaica. We're not going to be on in the morning time, but we'll give you the show tomorrow nonetheless. 5 p.m. in the evening. Let's see what happens, and we invite you to join us. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share the channel. Let me apologize for the issues we have been having this morning. I don't know where those issues came from. Never experienced them before. But guess what? We have survived. Thanks, everybody. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. for Talk Jamaica. This has been the Colin Bell Show. Blessings.
Tell them to try pre-we. Big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-we. Big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV. Louis Culture say it once and I say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus badge where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is here.
Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were about to run, so anything you want to leave with the listeners and the viewers?
Yeah, what do I say? I mean, the Prime Minister's statutory should never be a problem in any self-respecting country. And any self-respecting Prime Minister would address that problem immediately. So that should have been the first thing that he spoke about, and then the global economic crisis. Apart from, without those things, there's no credibility there. Simple.
Respect, my brother. We'll talk. One love.
Yeah, man. That's it. Yeah, man.
People, we are out tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Thanks, everybody.